Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for another Ghost Recon Wildlands video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Lost Extraneros enemies that we are going to be facing in the Fallen Ghost DLC. So we're going to be getting these new types of enemies that are going to be in the Fallen Ghost DLC that they're going to be much harder to take down and to progress through this story than your enemies that you're playing in the standard base game of Ghost Recon Wildlands. So there are 4 different types of enemies that are going to be in this. There's armored, elite snipers, jammers, and covert ops. So we're just going to go down through these and talk a little bit about them so you guys kind of understand what these guys are going to be like and how we're going to be able to take them out. So the first one being an armored enemy, he's going to be obviously very heavily armored, bulletproof vest, and he's going to be very hard to take down if you go straight, frontal assault. So the best way to kill this guy is you're going to want to sneak around and flank him, or you're going to want to take him out with a headshot with a high-powered sniper rifle. So this is actually going to be quite tricky because if it's in actually a confined space where you run into one of these guys, it's going to be difficult to take him down, at point-blank range, even with some of the good submachine guns and assault rifles in this game because he's wearing such heavy armor. So really, this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out in certain situations. Obviously, if you're in an open area, he's going to be much easier to take down. So next we have the elite snipers, and obviously the snipers that are already in Ghost Recon Wildlands, if you're playing on a high difficulty, are already really tough. And with the elite snipers, they're actually going to be further away on most of the missions and stuff that you're going to play in the Fallen Ghost DLC. They're actually going to be a decent distance away, but they have a higher field of view, and they can spot you from further away, and they don't miss. They do not miss. They're so accurate and stuff like that. So you're going to want to be able to take cover behind stuff and go from cover to cover to avoid getting shot by these guys, or they will put you down. And it's going to be very interesting. You're going to want to definitely, if you guys have got your sniper skills up, you guys have been sniping enough in Ghost Recon, you're going to want to try to take these guys out before they are alerted to your presence, or they're going to basically make the mission very tough on you because of how accurate they are. And if they hit you one time, you're going to be dead. So next we have the jammers, and these guys honestly are going to be really annoying because they're basically a mobile jammer, like how you have your SAM sites and your jammers and stuff on bases, and it makes it so that you cannot use your drone. It's going to be the same thing with all of your electronic devices. I'm not sure if it's actually going to fuzz out your HUD. That actually would be really cool if it did, so it kind of limited what you could see. And they might affect night vision and thermal, since Ubisoft has stated that jammers have an interference antenna equipped on their backpacks that disables all your electronic gadgets. So normally these guys are going to be carrying submachine guns, so they're not going to be quite as hard to take out, and they're not going to be wearing heavy armor, but you're not going to be able to use any electronic devices and stuff like that around them because they're going to jam your gear. So last but not least, probably one of the toughest enemies we're going to be facing is the Covert Ops. So these guys have an optical camouflage netting that makes them invisible in light, and by invisible, like sort of like the Predator, or like how you were in Ghost Recon Future Soldier. When you stood still or something like that, it made it so that you were all but invisible. It kind of gave like a little bit of a shimmer from where you were. And this is kind of frustrating, being the fact that we as Ghosts, we're the United States military, obviously Ghost Recon Future Soldier had this tech, and Ghost Recon Wildlands, we don't have this tech, but the Covert Ops from the enemy are going to have this tech. So this is going to definitely make it so you have to pay attention to your surroundings, and be very aware of what's going on around you, because these guys are going to be almost invisible. So it seems a little bit overpowered, but I'm really thinking they're going to balance this. And also, all you guys are going to have to do is flip on your night vision, or excuse me, not your night vision, your thermal infrared optics. If you turn those on, they're going to show up plain as day, as if there's a guy standing there. So it's actually going to be quite balanced if you actually just flip over to your night vision. As long as it's, in the daytime, it's going to show up a little bit brighter and stuff as the general, area. But if you just pop up on your thermal, you're going to find these guys quite easily, which honestly, that seems like it's going to kind of negate what these guys can actually do. But if you don't have thermal unlocked, which if you guys have played through the game enough, you're going to have thermal unlocked. It shouldn't make these guys too hard. But honestly, it's really cool. I wish there was a way that we could kill one of these guys and actually pick up his netting, his optical camo netting, and put it over ourselves. Honestly, that would be really cool to go into missions and stuff like that and be able to sneak around and be basically invisible. But, we already did have that in Ghost Recon Future Soldier, so I'm assuming they're going to keep that separate, obviously, and not let us be able to do it. But it is going to kind of give a different aspect of, being tactical because you're going to have to really pay attention to your surroundings. You're going to have to make sure that these jammers are taken out quickly so they don't jam all of your equipment. The armored guys are going to be a pain to take down at close range, and then the elite snipers from a long range are going to basically, if you get shot by them, you're down. So you're really going to have to move cover to cover and pay attention to your surroundings with these enemies, and it's really going to make it a little bit more of a tactical experience, and you're really going to have to think when addressing, a giant base full of these different enemies. So that is pretty much all for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, and also let me know down in the comments if you guys are actually really excited about this DLC, or you guys kind of, frustrated if it's actually going to be separate from the base game and stuff like that. Let me know down in the comments how you guys feel on all the information that we found out about this DLC so far. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on everything there is to know about Ghost Recon Wildlands. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.